Okay, here we are, ready to get started. This is Michelle Christensen of MichelleChristensen.com, and I'm a speaker, strategist, and #1 best-selling author for solopreneurs or one-person businesses. And I teach people how to have a profitable, sustainable solopreneur business without working 24/7 or feeling overwhelmed or scattered all the time. Earlier this year, I gave my email subscribers the chance to ask me anything they wanted to about their solopreneur business. And this is segment 16 of the Ask Me Anything series. You can find the entire series on my blog or YouTube channel under Ask Me Anything. Now in this video, I'm going to be addressing the question that I got, which was, how do I find coaching clients? Seriously. Now, as I mentioned, this is segment number 16, and I've been talking about this particular question since video 12. So if you haven't watched Ask Me Anything segments 12 through 15, I suggest you pause this video and go back and watch those, because I am building on concepts that I laid out in those videos, and you'll get more out of this video if you've already watched those. You can find the entire Ask Me Anything series either on my blog or YouTube channel, wherever you're watching this, and you can find it under Ask Me Anything. So I've talked about figuring out who your ideal client is and building an audience of those ideal clients and how to do that, how to attract just those right people. In this video, I want to talk about how you actually go about communicating with them. Because again, remember in the very first video addressing this question, I talked about the idea that with coaching services, it's almost impossible to sell something right away. It's just, there's too much connection and intimacy and one-on-one time involved for someone to say yes to a coaching offer when they don't even know you. So it's very important that you build this audience and communicate with them regularly. And in this video, I'm going to talk about how you communicate with your audience. The blanket answer is you communicate with your audience however they want you to. So wherever they are and however they want to receive information, that's how you communicate with them. My go-to communication tool for myself and most of my clients is email. And specifically, I'm talking about building a list of people who have opted in or said that they want to hear from you in their email inbox. Never, ever send a newsletter or bulk commercial unsolicited email to anyone. People hate that. It's spam. Makes you look terrible. So don't do it. We're specifically talking about building lists of people who have clearly and actively said that they want to hear from you in their inbox. Now, once you start a list of people who want to hear from you, you can start establishing your credibility and trust by delivering valuable content to them. Another thing that people often forget, we hear a lot about this idea of building your credibility and delivering valuable content, but you also need to be making offers. Nobody is going to read a wonderful free tip from you and then suddenly just decide to sign up for your coaching services. You need to actually be making offers. You need to be giving them the chance to make a purchase from you and reminding them that you actually sell things. With an email list, one of the nice things is that you can make these offers in the context of providing lots of valuable free content and demonstrating your expertise. So you don't have to be stuck in that position where you're trying to make a cold offer to someone who's never gotten to know you. This audience that you've been communicating with regularly already knows that you're valuable. They know that your information is good, and they know that they want to hear from you, or they would have unsubscribed from your email list. So another great thing about using email is that it lets you control the timing of when people hear from you. You can make sure that they don't get bombarded with things to buy right away. You can make sure that they have some time to get some of your free content, get to know you, get to kind of see what you're about and all that before they actually receive an offer to purchase anything. You can also make sure that they get your information, your offers, your content on the schedule that makes sense. So if you're sending out, say, a 3-part series, you can make sure that part 1 goes before part 2 and part 2 goes before part 3. With other forms of communication, you don't always have that much control. Now, that's not to say they're not valid, but email does give you that one very specific advantage. Now, finally, having an email list lets you take advantage of well, let's take responsibility for keeping in touch. If you just depend on people to come back to your website and see what you're up to, or to read your blog, or come to your social media sites, you're depending on them to remember you and have the motivation and inspiration to come back and check on what you're doing regularly. Whereas if you have their email address, you can take full responsibility for making sure that they get regular, valuable content from you. They never have to do a thing once they've given you their email address and said, yes, please email me. So for all these reasons, I think that email is an excellent tool for keeping in touch with your audience of ideal clients. Now, the takeaway on this particular segment of Ask Me Anything is to keep in touch with your audience regularly. Email is a great tool to do so, and with an email list, you'll always have a warm and receptive audience that's ready to hear your offers. You can also make sure that people hear from you regularly and you have responsibility to communicate with them. They don't have to remember to check on you. Now, one of the things I specialize in my own business is teaching people how to have a profitable, sustainable, simple little one-person business. Lots of people start their solopreneur business because they're great at something or they want to provide a service to the world. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they know how to build a profitable business around what they're great at. And that's what I help people to do, is to build that business doing what they're great at or what they love to do. If you liked this video tip, I invite you to go to michellechristiansen.com and enter your name and email address, and I'll send regular tips and strategies like this to your inbox. Also, before you leave this page, the page that's showing you the video, I'd love it if you'd go below the video and use the social sharing buttons to share this video with your friends and community members across your social networks. And I'd love it if you shared it with people that you think might benefit from this tip. So thanks a lot. This is Michelle Christensen, and I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.